Alright, here we are back with Venusaur, and this is from the Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise Lego Pokemon set. This is set number 72153, contains over 6,800 pieces, retails for $649.99. That was provided by the Lego Group for early review, or review, I can't remember. So thank you, Lego, and yeah, well, that's what we're working on today, and well, we've only got the landscape done. So this is actually build installment number 3 that we're going to be working on today. And what you see here is bags 1 through 6. The score right now is at a 9.5, just due to a little bit of breakage for flowers and stuff. Not too bad, but mostly everything's anchored down pretty well. The set is keeping my interest despite of what we've done so far. We haven't done a whole lot, but it's more or less just, it's hooking me into the build. And it doesn't look like we use a lot of bright colors, but if you look underneath here, we did. So there is color in this set. It just doesn't look like it. And today we're going to be doing, in this installment here, bags 7, 8, and 9. I'm going to try to wrap up a couple installments today. And we're going to be working on Venusaur. I think he's going to be the largest out of the builds. I'm just trying to get myself put together here, because now we got to put together that big thing. Ooh, and I got to be careful. I don't need to be whacking off plants here. But yeah, for more or less, that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to start on him, which I think involves 21 bags. I'm trying to think here. So we're going to be here for a while just working on him. Okay, we're going to jump into the disclaimer here. These are not to be considered construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. These are just merely my notes for my write-up for Lego. In addition to that, this is not a job. This is not, I'm not getting paid to do this. This is just a hobby of mine. So I'm in the ambassador program just for enjoyment. I don't, do this as a living or anything like that. So videos may be out of sync, they may be released later, that kind of thing. And in addition, these are just merely for entertainment purposes. Don't take these seriously. And the commentary and my opinions are mine and mine alone. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here, and pretty much just sit back and relax. Okay, well, we're going to slide this off to the side here, because now we're going to get into bag 7. Let's begin. Let's build it. And so it begins. Well, so it continues. Well, at least there's, oh, and I do see a bag. Let's hope there's not that many small bags in here. Usually I see small bags always add an extra 5 minutes onto the build, so usually, I don't know what we're building here in terms of what part of the Venusaur we're putting together, because, well, I just started. And yeah, well, we're going to have to start somewhere, right? And let's get this going here. I got to fix this loose thing here. I may have to hardwire something in. But yeah, I've been trying to get a bunch of these sets done. I've been working on the educational sets. So I've been kind of picking at that. I got one of the experiments done, so I'm hoping I'll film 2 installments of this, and then we'll do an educational set here, and I'll slowly get those going throughout the duration of the day. I'm processing part 2 of this. I got part 1 up on YouTube. I just need to validate and index the video, and then I'm hoping next week I'll release them. And today is the 17th of April 2026. So we are on our way, and it's a Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. For those who are off or getting ready to get off, or you're just glad it's the weekend, well, here you go. We're all taking off together. Oh, don't you just love Lego? It's a good thing to do to spend time with the family and friends. And yeah, I'm behind on answering comments and stuff. I'm trying to get caught up and stuff like that. I've had a bunch of stuff going on, and in my personal life and stuff like that, I just kind of want to hide from it. So kind of just get going here. But, you know, sets like this, I've been wanting to get back into this one for quite some time. Let me get this up here a little bit more for you. Yeah, I heard from the air condition guy, and apparently it's going to cost about $900 to fix something that I can get done for probably $160. And it's getting hot, so I guess just getting stuck with the bill. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. I thought my bunch like, well, you don't have a lot of time to get to it, and I said, well, I'll have to take off a few days to fabricate a part, because the tray that goes underneath it needs to be custom made. And although I found some that I didn't have to, I could just buy off the shelf, but you know. Well, so my vacation now will be consistent. Will be consisting of, well, sitting at home. Isn't that fun? Who doesn't love sitting at home? I don't, but you know. But anyways, that's taken care of, and now I'm doing this today and just enjoying it and kind of relaxing here. It's a good way to unwind some stress, unless you're getting into this hobby for the first time and getting the sticker shock of sets. I kind of wish that these were just $200 models, or even $150, or the cheapest would be better. Because really these are expensive here. So far that's what the bottom looks like. Oh yeah, I may not show every angle, or my hands get in the way, so just be patient with me on this. But that's why I have the disclaimers. Yeah, labor rates out here are expensive. I thought, my goodness. But then again, I mean, I'm kind of a novice at plumbing, but I do know the drain lines are supposed to be going downhill, not uphill, so that part I do know. And I can see why do-it-yourselfer jobs are, people are getting back into it. It's just, oops, you know what I need to do? I wasn't reading the call out here. Let me pull that back out. Yeah, for those who heed the warning, you know, I do make mistakes in these videos, not intentionally. Sometimes I'll just skip a step and I have to redo it. That's my fault. But, you know, since I've been doing the disclaimers more in the videos, I haven't had any issues. I guess I have to remind everyone, I don't know. But, yeah, just a lot of things going on right now. Let's hope I can slow down today. I've been sorting through a bunch of parts, and I'm thinking about doing part sorting videos, or bringing those back at least. They'll be good little fillers on here. But I've been more or less just relaxing and not doing a whole lot. I'm looking for a 6. Oh, wait a minute. There are 2 3s. Like, oh, come on now. We have these. Are we artificially inflating the parts count on this set? Because it seems like we are. That's a naughty, naughty, naughty. You don't want to do that. And then there's a 1x2 plate here. At least this set's got color into it. It's not dull or dingy or anything like that. And this goes here. And yeah, let's put these here. And I gotta go check a video because I'm doing a lot of stuff today. A lot of stuff is going on. And I forgot a few other pieces in here like these. We'll set these here while we're here. So I'm looking for those inverted things. Yeah, my mind's all over the place. I mean, I didn't sleep well last night again, but well, that's to be expected, huh? Okay. And let's get this in because I have a feeling this goes in next. It does, and I am going to be back here real quick, so hold up. Okay, we're still working on the base. I'm back, by the way, for those who didn't really notice I left. About 5 minutes later. Yeah, couldn't sleep last night, so I put on a movie just to watch. An anime movie, one of the first ones I've ever seen. They're basically like regular movies, except cartoonish. And I can't remember the name of it. A Silent Place or Silent Voice or something like that. It was something that they were showing. I thought, well, okay, I'll just sit here and doze off to this. About some gal that was being bullied for being deaf by some guy, and you know, that kind of thing. I thought, oh man, that's kind of brutal. I mean, nobody likes a bully. She was getting revenge, all right. She was being nice to him. Probably confused the kid. I don't think I could be mean to somebody like that. I'm not that much of a brute. I'm only mean to bad Lego sets. But yeah, I thought, oh, that's just messed up. But it was a decent film. I don't know how it ended because I dozed off through it. So, you know, I was kind of just worn out from yesterday with work and stuff. Well, now I'm home, I can unwind a little bit and get some stuff done here. Is that where we're dropping the engine? So it looks like we're just building the frame of the torso. So I'm trying to find some more movies to watch. If any of you guys are watching this, you have movies you recommend, let me know. I just don't want something with heavy romance in it. That would not be fun. Well, the other night we're all on a Discord call. Everybody's recommending me romance movies, and I thought, I don't think so. I mean, I may have to give one a whirl. I can't knock them down, but still, romance. Oh, Jay, come on. Are you telling me you're not romantic? Why doesn't... Oh, that doesn't go in because it's crooked. That's one thing I like about these pieces. They're round and they do turn. No, I'm just not a fan of the romance stuff. Okay, so that fits right in the middle there. All right, so we haven't messed up so far. Oh yeah, we're still at a 9.5 in the set due to plant breakage. I'm looking for durability in this set too. What? Okay, what a waste of good gems. Oh, this must be its heart. It's got heart leaves. I mean, I kid you not, we're putting those in there with the gems. Since it's a grass Pokemon, maybe that's the grass. Can't speak today. See, it wants you to put those in there. Maybe that's the flower bed. We don't know. And this is something I rarely see very often is in a modern set is bricks, let alone 2x4 bricks. I even got some Palisade bricks in there too. We'll set those in there. It's not a bad model, to be honest. We just haven't gotten far. Yeah, but this is the biggest set I've ever had to explore on this channel. And there's another topic I want to get into, but I'm going to wait till after I get at least through this bag. It involves the Lego etiquette. There's certain things that we can and cannot do anymore in reviews. Kind of a sad thing, and what I've been reading, some people are just leaving the ambassador program just because of the rules. I mean, we have rules, but I can't just keep these all Lego topic. If somebody gets mad and says you're booted out, then they boot me out. You know, I can't just, you know, I'm not here name calling. I'm not here bullying anybody. You know, we're just here to enjoy it. Okay. Got that out of the way. It's almost like building a chassis for a car. You know, you got to have something to attach all the guts to and stuff. But yeah, it's getting to the point where I'm going to have to, you know, I mean, first off, I do agree keeping the videos family friendly because I want to keep these available for everybody to watch, not just for a select few. And two, you know, I don't have time to custom these unless I need to, which why don't I just use the word Smurf and be done with it. But to tell me don't review, or, you know, because I don't do reviews. They say don't show other products other than the Lego set itself. But they only said just reviews. They didn't say builds. So I may not be able to show any more of my other things. They have to be strictly the set, nothing else. Well, that's going to get kind of boring, huh? So that's kind of the issue there that I'm having right now. And they actually added a whole bunch of rules, and I don't know, it might be the last I'll be doing of these for a while. But I mean, we got to have rules, but sometimes some rules are just kind of silly. You know, some things are a benefit for the community. And that's it for the chassis, or the base. And that's what we have remaining there for bag 7. I thought I had that container here. But so far, it's pretty good. And yeah, it does come with the brick separator, so you don't have to worry about that. Let me put this over here, because I want to keep tabs of all the parts. So this time I didn't mess up. But I think so far it's strong. It hasn't fallen apart yet, which is pretty good. Okay, now we're going to scoot on to bag number 8, making sure it doesn't rip weird and spill parts all over the floor. Yeah. Ooh. I don't think I have these in green. Now, I probably won't rip this thing apart because most of these pieces are prime. I've seen these in friend sets and stuff like that. They're pretty much common, so you know. But I think I'm going to keep the statues. I still have Eevee. She hasn't found her way into the parts bin. I don't know, but you know, this bag here didn't have any small bags. It's all big stuff. Even better. Yeah, but back to the rules, though. I was on the ambassador thing, and people were just kind of confused over rules. And okay, I understand you're not supposed to do leaks, you know, that kind of thing. But it's one of the things that I'm having issues with. First off, they want us to keep everything that's Lego reviews. I just do customs too. Customs are my way of just exploring my imagination to unlock things and that. Lego has a problem with us. What I'm gathering is, I haven't really read the forums today, but kind of us selling or sharing our ideas. I mean, if I'm building mocks, why can't I preserve these and share them with the community? You know, everybody's confused on all this because the rules are so vague. And I've always learned, especially when you're doing a community, when you've got a lot of people asking questions, you need to revise your rules. And if Lego's watching this, revise your rules, because even people like me are getting confused. And I've already had a rough week. I don't need to be confused any more than I have to. So like me showing my radio builds, or showing something that I've been working on, or a vacuum tube, I'm not supposed to show those. Oh, I was going to say, but those studs are lined up. So I know the rules are kind of stinky. And then they kind of don't want us to talk about knockoff brands. Sometimes I want to know what knockoff brands there are out there to avoid. And there's some other YouTubers that do Lego and the knockoff brand, then they compare and contrast. Okay? I don't see a problem with it. Because if there's a knockoff of this set, I want to know what to look for. But that's why some are, you know, considering leaving because they can't do what they want. You know, first off, I understand you don't trash the Lego brand. There's no need to trash it. I only trash the sets if they're just really bad. Like this one here is really good, so I'm obviously not going to trash it. You know, like trash talk it, you know, that kind of thing. You know, there's no need to do that. But I don't want to be told, okay, you got to say it's a good set, but Lego does tell us to be constructive with our criticism, which I do, you know. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Just like this one. I'm not going to tell you it's a nice set. This is a nice set. It's just the only issue I have is it's not separate and it's not cheap. It's expensive. That's the only issues. Right now we're still holding at a good firm 9.5, which is pretty good. It's a collaborative build, you know, so you know, at least I'm honest there. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a very good build. You all can't just build this one model at the same time. I mean, you could have, if there's 3 of you, you could build each model. If there's 6 of you, you could do the bases too. But not to say that this one here can be broken down. We don't know. See, I don't know. That's what I'm saying about the reviews. I don't know. But I may put this piece and this whole thing will collapse and fall apart. And if it's something that Lego did wrong, then I'm going to point it out. If it's something I did wrong, I'll point it out too. Because I do make mistakes, you know. Alright. And yeah, I mean, I'd say this is a nice family project. If you can't leave the house, or, you know, if you're stuck at home all summer, something to give the kids to do with the rising cost of everything. This it might be cheaper. You all sit at the table and just talk about, you know, vacations and stuff while you're building this, like what I do here. And I can't believe I'm the only dude that does this stuff. There's nobody else that does. They don't talk through these or express their feelings about a set, or, you know, there's nobody that really does this. It's all, let's speed build. I don't like hearing my own voice too. I've gotten used to it, but I don't like hearing it, but I've gotten used to it. All right. Okay. But I have to admit, though, there's a lot of color in here. I mean, literally just color pouring in this set. So when you look at the box, it's already got colors, but this has got more color. So that's even better because it's keeping my attention, the bright colors in here. It's not like it's just an adult set or a mature builder set. This has got the nice bright colors too. See, I forgot these pieces here. Sometimes I'll forget stuff, you know. As far as for tutorials are concerned, I do have a new vehicle that I need to get going on, and that'll be for June. That's coming around the corner. I got a theme for July. So June is for camping, anything related to camping, at least try to keep it related. July is going to be birthday fun, stuff you do on your birthday. And August, I haven't figured it out yet. I already have a build. It's a small build. I haven't really focused on August yet. I need to get onto that. But the rest of the year I already know what I'm doing, so that's even better. Did that part roll off? Well, yes, it did. These little toilet roll things, the round bricks like to roll off and hide from you. But I got a lot of good ideas to share with you, and I hope I'm allowed to talk about my ideas on here, not just about the set for a whole, well, how many installments. But that's why I don't consider myself as just doing reviews, because some of these sets kind of bring up a topic like this. I didn't have any sets like this when I was a kid that was very elaborate. Most is like 300 pieces when I was a kid. But, you know, if I have to cease to talk about everyday life stuff in these, that's going to make these not too fun. Well, we got a lot of snot methods here. I mean, this is starting to get some weight to it. It's starting to get weight to it. So we are really, you know, I mean, this thing is going to be built very strong. This might be a playable model, like a posable figure, obviously, but also playable. And man, this bag here went pretty quick. And let's just put these in here. Boy, we're really filling this thing in. I mean, it's a lot of bright colors, you know, especially for this guy on the front here. Yeah, it's already got bright colors, but and these colors shouldn't be in there, but they are. And that's, let me make sure here. Yeah, that's what we have remaining there for bag 8. And so far, it's very strong. Okay, I think we're going to wrap up this installment here with bag number 9. I want to thank everyone on my Patreon and Rebrickable for being contributors. It's always a big help. Well, because the funding goes to more stuff like my custom stuff, you know, that kind of thing. And if you like building guides, go to my Rebrickable. So my main channel, Patreon, then we got Rebrickable for the building guides. If you're interested in those, enjoy them because they may disappear. I don't know yet. Way everything's with all these new rules, I don't know. I'll let you know when I could find out. And in addition, if you like this style of video or you like the format that I do things in, yeah, feel free to subscribe. It's free. At least here you can get free. You don't even have to go far to fall asleep. Just, you know, just turn on one of my videos and I'll probably put you to sleep here in 5 minutes just building things. But, you know, yeah, that's what this is all about here, is sharing ideas and knowledge and stuff. And one of the rules that LEGO had told us about etiquette is not reviewing any other building toys or building block toys. So that means that Hatsune Miku might get me in trouble. I don't know. And we're sure using a lot of arches in here. So I don't know. I just hate to think that things are kind of just taking a turn for the worst. But for me personally, though, I want to share other ideas and aspects with you guys and gals, not just LEGO related. I've never seen one of these before. Oh, you know what these would be good for? If you have a train track, a transition. I wish they make this the thickness of a tile there, but you know, they give you a couple of these, and they give you these. Okay. I like those, and it's matted too, so it's got that roof tile texture, what you'd find on roof slopes. So yeah, that's even better. Yeah, so if I sound whiny today, I am stuffed up. My eyes are itching. Boy, allergies are not playing kind with me today. So, yeah. But, Jay, you know, there's a lot of rules that you're going to have to follow or you're going to be able to keep up with. It's not the rules. It's like, okay, I understand, like, okay, they're really cracking down on leaks. I don't do leaks here, okay, because those are just rumors. Until LEGO fully announces it, I don't talk about them. I had gotten requests to do them. I'm just not going to entertain them. There's just no need to do leaks. You know, I mean, it's just because LEGO or its IP partners can just say, nope, cut the cord, and then at that point it's just a rumor. And so we don't want to leak anything here. The only thing I leak here is my own customs. Like I'm working on a few vehicles right now. I'm doing a little bit of everything. Right now I'd like to get on the reviews, get these reviews done first. But I do have a tutorial that I'm going to be working on. I'm hoping to have it done, maybe filmed this week or next week, and start producing tutorials for you guys and gals. Like I said, if you're following me on Patreon and you're thinking, where's all the vehicles at? Well, yeah, the vehicles come up in the quarters 2. Usually vehicles come out in quarters 2, 3, and 4. Usually I don't start releasing the first vehicle until May, and then I go from there. So if you're looking for vehicles, they take the longest, but those are the ones. Writing up a vehicle building guide is easy. Oh, I like these. writing up vehicle guides are easy to do. They're easy. It's the video tutorials that get a little challenging, but once I get the video tutorial, it's like, done. Move on. Yeah, so that's what we're doing here. My nose is getting stuffed up again. Okay, where's the studs? Oh, okay, I see where they go. They go right here, yeah. Hey, I think yesterday, or not the other day, I took a day off from filming because I was editing a bunch of files. So I'm hoping to get some sets filmed today. And at least get them up on YouTube. So for this set here, this is going to be my filler set. This is going to be my filler set. You notice we haven't indexed anything here because this is the same thing. So we haven't done much here. But I will be using this set here to fill in between the other reviews. So by the time I get this guy done, I'll probably have most of the other reviews done. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to film 2 of these. And then I'm going to move over to doing the educational set. That educational set is just the same old thing. It's, right now, I think it's still holding at a 10. But due to retention, not so much. But I'm just not interested in it. Education idea sounds great. Maybe for a younger builder, for an adult like me, especially a hobbyist, it's not quite appealing. Something must snap in there. Maybe that's the place to cook the burgers. We don't know. And that does sound good as a nice, good, greasy burger. The other night I had leftovers. And popcorn, that was about it. Not really a healthy, balanced meal, but it was something to eat. See, if you notice, we don't have any small bags. The build goes quicker. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, I'll have to find some more anime movies to watch. If you've got anything you want to recommend, feel free to chime in. And of course, if you're doing this with your family, see, you could talk about that too. Hey, what movie do you guys want to watch tonight? You know, let's do that. You know, that kind of thing. That's the beauty about Lego. I always say it's an environment. It is, because we do not have to just stick with the script here. If you want to watch a movie, let's talk about movies to watch, all that stuff, you know. And I think this is going to conclude this building installment with no pieces remaining. That's it there. So that was a quickie. Now I'll have one filmed after this, but I like to keep these rather short, just for easy digestion. Well, obviously this doesn't look like anything yet. I think we're a long ways away from that. So I think today we just did the inner chassis. If I have to index it, probably be lower, middle, and upper. And my voice is trying to crack again. But yeah, so far, not too bad. Very strong. Nothing fell apart. This is going to be one awesome posable figure. But right now, we got a long ways to go. But tell me what you think.